No, I love a good inspirational movie. Who doesn't? Going back to movies like It's a Wonderful Life, Rudy, Shawshank Redemption, of course, Rocky, and one of my personal favorites, Major League. When Serrano turns his back on Jobu, hits that home run, putting Cleveland back in the mix, fighting that inner strength. Man, if he doesn't get your juices flowing, if he didn't get the chills, you're just not human. Now, they're 33. Is that movie as inspirational? Is that on the same level as these other movies? Let's talk about it. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of The Real Mentor, where my goal is always to enhance your movie watching experience, because that's what a good mentor does. Now, The 33 is about a true life story, an incredible story that happened back in 2010 for those who are fairly familiar with what happened. But 33 miners who were caught about 2,000 feet underground with minimal food, minimal water, and were forced to survive for 69 days underground, about 90 degrees temperature inside the caves, just waiting to get out. This story captivated the world. I remember on day 69 when the first Chilean miner was brought up by Patriot One. There's about nearly 1 billion people watching this story. It's fascinating. It's a miracle they even got out alive. And it was only a matter of time before they actually made a movie about this. And lo and behold, here we are, directed by Patricia Regan, relatively unknown, just has done a couple small movies and mainly some shorts here and there. Now, this movie stars mainly Antonio Banderas, who plays a character who eventually is known to become Super Mario. He was the de facto leader who underneath was the one who inspired the other miners, kept them together, rationed their food, was the one who really brought hope to them and kept them vibrant throughout, as this was pretty much a situation they all felt they were doomed and they have no way to escape, no way to get saved. Now, Banderas does a really good job here. He pretty much carries most of the movies, particularly when they're underground. A couple of notable actors. We have Lou Diamond Phillips, who has been doing TV for the last 10 years. I'm glad to see he's back on the big screen. The guy's got to eat. Good for him. And Oscar Nunez, of course, any Office fans out there, he has a big role in this movie as well. Now, above ground, we got characters played by Juliette Binoche, who we've seen in Chocolat and The English Patient. She basically plays the voice of the families who are suffering, waiting above ground to see if their families are alive, can they be rescued. We also have Rodrigo Santoro, who we recently seen in Focus. He plays the Minister of Mining, who spearheads the government's involvement to try to help out the miners when no one else would. He's assisted by Gabriel Byrne, who plays the main engineer who works together with Rodrigo to bring up the miners. Now, I remember back in 2010 following this story very closely. At work, we were at lunch watching the news. A bunch of us all got together and see what was going on, following it pretty much daily. So I was really looking forward to this movie. Although, yes, like most of these true stories, we know what's going to happen. It's not a mystery. There's not a spoiler here that, yes, they do all get saved. But you want to see it for the journey. You want to be inspired and feel good and just imagine what these guys had gone through, and they're able to capture that on screen. And for the first 2/3, it did a very good job of it. Patricia Regan does a good job of kind of putting you in the place of the miners, that claustrophobia, some of the issues that they're going through, some of the infighting, of course, and you're inspired, you're hoping, you're kind of rooting for these guys to get out. But the last thirds where this movie kind of falls flat. Now, about a third act, in the moment where they finally drill through and they realize the miners are still alive, this is not a spoiler, this is when the movie kind of falls off the wheels a little bit, because the last third loses its luster, loses that drama. We're to the point now where, okay, they're gonna get saved. Let's kind of get to that point. It kind of drags on a bit. It kind of force feeds you a few moments of drama. It didn't really work for me personally anyway. Not that it was badly done, it's just, again, they're at the point where they're gonna get rescued. It could have saved yourself 20 minutes in the end getting us to that point. And they force feed some moments in there, and it should have been more organic. This was a fascinating story. You didn't have to force feed us moments of suspense or these moments of drama, give us another inspirational speech. We have seen that throughout the beginning parts of the movie. This is the part where we're just worried about the rescue, worried about how they felt as soon as they get out, which they didn't spend as much time as I wish they would have towards the end of the movie. So it wasn't a great inspirational movie like some of the ones I mentioned earlier. But again, it's not a bad movie at the end of the day. It's well done. It's fine. If you had nothing better to do, sure, go check it out. But I highly recommend you watch this more on video on demand when it comes out. Wait till it comes out and you can do your, put it on the background while you Netflix and chill. And when you're done, you and your partner can put it on again and actually watch it, and you might get some enjoyment out of it for the 2 hours of its duration, although it probably should have been about an hour 30, now 45 tops. So in the end, not a bad movie, nothing great, nothing to write home about. Like I said, you're bored, go ahead and catch it. So there you have it, the 33. They didn't quite hit the home run I was hoping for. So whether you like the review or not, subscribe below as always and feed my need to continue to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. You can always follow me, of course, at The Real Mentor. We'll see you guys next week.